Meep City sucks! And with that out of the way, now let me explain why, because I'm not one of those idiots who just goes around complaining at things for the sake of complaining about things, because I believe in a philosophy that says everybody can be better if they try. So in this video, I'm gonna go explain why this game's completely awful, and then explain how it could be a lot better. And if, you know, somebody important is watching this, then this game might actually be pretty decent. Alright, the first area of criticism I'll be discussing is the blatant copyright abuse. This is, like, kind of illegal, but, you know, you don't own the rights to Puffles. Like, come on, seriously, it's not that hard to make the models different, so if you don't want to get shut down by Disney, and trust me, that's an actual problem going around, because, I'm being followed. Yeah, because if you would end up like Pokemon Brick Bronze, which got shut down by Nintendo for copying the Pokemon brand, and you don't want to get shut down by Disney, which is actually more likely than not going to happen at one point or another, get rid of the copyright infringement. Like, come on, that's like common knowledge. Now, the second thing I'll be discussing is the inherent lack of things to do. Like, I mean, there's, of course, things to do. One of the biggest things is fishing. But, like, after a while, you just kind of see everything there is to do. And, I mean, I guess this has been in the game for a long time. And the second thing I want to discuss is the inherent lack of a goal. Like, I mean, yes, there are things to do in this game, but they're all really disconnected. It's kind of like a life simulator, kind of where you work places, or more likely fish for things, and sell it for money to buy furniture in your house. But that isn't really a goal, that's just buying furniture for a house. There's not like a massive thing to work for, really. And I guess that's true for a lot of life simulators, but like most games on Roblox, there is a pretty certain goal that you have to accomplish, like for murder games, kill the murderer, and you just restart that over and over and over and over. But for a game like this, where there's not really a main goal, you just kind of play it forever until you get bored of it, essentially. Which is not a very good model if you want players to come back to it, because that model relies on just new players joining. Like, just look at the people in this game. I must say I'm probably the most expensive person dressed here. I guess it's actually kind of working though, because it's still a popular game, but if you wanted to actually beat Jailbreak... Actually, I was just walking around for a while and I realized that there is nothing to do except to fish. Except for the minigames. Minigames are something to do. But all of the buildings are just empty. There's like nothing in them. So I think for a start, one thing I thought you actually had at one point was the buildings had a purpose and you could work at them, but I think they got removed or something. So there's a start. Add something to do. Add places to work. Okay, so I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and I think that the most likely thing to add, like, a main goal to do would be to add some sort of leveling system, essentially, where basically you just have, like, a level and it goes up. And believe it or not, that would be enough to get some people to play this game, just for the reward of getting to a higher level. And of course, you can build off of that and add like avatar items you can wear that you can trade and have a trading community, which also increases your lifespan of the game by a lot. So, but yes, if you added in like a job system, right, where you actually had a job, and the more you work the job, you got experience points, and those experience points would go towards your level, and you know, you had a leveling system, that would be enough of a goal for some people to play this game. So there you go, add that. And if you get around to adding that, then add some sort of trading system for all the hats, because, you know, because part of the reason that Murder Mystery 2 and other murder games that have a really short goal that you just repeat over and over, the reason people keep playing those games is because of the trading system. So if you just rip off what they did in classic Roblox fashion and classic Meep City fashion, you just made your game 1,000 times better right there. New record. So now let's talk about fishing, which is practically like the only thing to do. So it's a very simple practice. I actually have nothing to say on this. And something I can't tell if it's a joke or not is, like, the fish, because that's clearly not a fish, but it's, you know, like a brick. So that's kind of interesting. Also, the cast button is not necessarily the easiest thing to use. Like I mean, look at this. It's not really. I put my mouse on the circle, bring it all the way back. It's definitely, it could use some messing with, get a little bit better off. But yeah, these fish, they actually are kind of funny. I'll give you that. But like, some of them are just like, really? Come on, why is this a brick? That's clearly, it should obviously be like a fish model. It's not hard to make. I can make a fish model. I don't even know how to program. Oh, also you can throw this guy around for some reason. I mean, like, why is this guy not anchored to the ground? That doesn't really make sense. He should be anchored to the ground. And now he's just floating in the air, which makes sense. I'll be like, yeah, I just pushed him higher up in the air. Can I jump on people's heads? No, I can't. But like, seriously, come on! That's simple programming 101. Like, anchor your stuff to the ground. Come on. What I also find pretty weird is that, like, you invisible this wall off for some reason, which again doesn't really make sense. Why can't I walk over here? And what makes even less sense is that you walled that up, yet I can just literally walk off the map. Like, come on. Why? Yeah, like, half the decisions in this game don't make any sense at all. Like, you walk up to this toy stand right here, and you can tell, like, you saw how it just flashed there? I exit, you see how it flashed on the screen? And I didn't even move, and it opened up the menu again. If I just, look, if I just stand here, and I click exit, it just opens up the menu. Again. And again. Which, again, why? This is why most people have a button you have to press, you know, to actually open the menu. Alright, now let's talk about the neighborhood for a little bit. Alright, so first things first is, why do these show up from so far away? I am nowhere near my house, yet they still show up. Again, shouldn't be the case. They should only pop up once I get here, or they should only be here if I click a button that says, like, editing mode on or off. And, like, come on. Apparently I have some plants lying around, though. That apparently I actually have to wait to plant, which I didn't know about that. That's fine, though. That's classic microtransactions right there. So we can... I'm actually just going to do this. And the other weird thing I noticed while I was doing this is I try to click a plant, and then it just turns white for a second there. Which, again, doesn't make any sense. And the one thing I gotta give the game credit for is the building system. I mean, it's not as good as Bloxburg's building system, but at least it actually works half the time. I mean, unless you try to, like, rotate the camera and walk at the same time, then not so much. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, why does it rotate that much? But it's decent, it gets the job done, and it's not, like, the worst I've seen ever, unlike those really old building games in 2008. And other than, like, the weird glitch where it flashes on the screen, I mean, the menus are also pretty decent, too. I mean, they're pretty straightforward and everything. So, yes, I will give you that your menu system is decent. Just get rid of the flash that exists for some reason. And that's actually really about it. I mean, like, there's just simply not that much in the game to talk about, honestly. So, yes, that's about it. Add in something to do, add in multiple things to do, add in a leveling system, remove all the copyrighted material, and, you know, fix up all the menus and polish frickin' avatars which are flying in midair for some reason. And that's about it. See ya, bye! If you want to check out why Jailbreak sucks, click here. If you want to check out why Murder Mystery 2 sucks, click here. And that's about it.